Hello, family. God bless you. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to keep talking to you about testimonies. Putting God first when it comes to the workplace. Remember that putting God first does not mean that you neglect the rest of your life. Putting God first means that God will give you favor in everything else you had to put aside in order to obey His instructions. So I want to give you an example today. I remember one time my pastor, I was working Four Seasons, I explained to you, and my pastor asked me, he called me at the workplace and asked if I could come to the airport because they had a group from Canada arriving and they could not find anybody else to translate for them. And this group was coming to tour the city dump where we fed 1,000 children per day, and they really needed a translator. Not having a translator meant that they would not be able to tour, which meant they would not be able to donate. And we really needed the resources at the church. So he did something. He probably called me at the workplace twice in the years that I work at Four Seasons. So this is not something he would do lightly, but he did it this time. And I was working, I remember answering the phone, whispering, and he said, I really need you to come to the airport, and gave me the reason why. And I said, yes, sir, I'm coming. So I looked at my boss and I explained to him the situation, and my boss got really upset. And he said, if you leave, you might not have a job tomorrow. In those moments, family, everybody might have a different conclusion. Well, your job is your job. That's where your income comes from. And who is your pastor to tell you da 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 da? I have a very different way of assessing life. I know that when you are where God wants you to be, then He is responsible to take care of you. And I never questioned that my pastor was talking to me and it was something straight from the Lord for me. I want to encourage you in the way you see your pastor. If you don't believe that when your pastor talks to you, God is using your pastor to talk to you, you might be in the wrong place. You don't want to have all of those 1,000 questions in your heart. You want to make a decision on that regard. But to me, it was very simple. And I said yes, and I told my boss very respectfully, I understand if that's what needs to happen, but this is an emergency to me. And I left. And I left with the possibility of not having a job the next day. And I love my job. This was not one of those excuses to leave the job you hate. No, I actually really liked working there. So on my way to the airport, I remember being in the bus, praying, say, God, I need your help. If I don't have a job tomorrow, I just need your help. But I already made a decision. You will always be first, and I will always say yes to you, no matter what, period. And on my way there, after praying, my phone rings, and it's my boss. And I said, oh no, what else is he gonna say on the phone? Maybe he's gonna fire me by phone. And he said, Anna, did you leave without eating lunch? And I thought, what? He said, you left. You're going to the airport. You're gonna be doing all of that work, and you didn't eat lunch. I said, well, sir, you're right. I actually did not eat lunch. And he says, well, I know you're going to be at the airport, and we have representatives there at the airport, so I am letting them know you're on your way and that you need a pizza, and they're going to feed you while you're at the airport waiting for the group. When he hung up the phone, the Lord reminded me, if you say yes, I will never, never allow anything like that to happen. He will take care of you when you say yes to Him. I was there at the airport and suddenly I see a hostess from Four Seasons, the uniform, beautiful beige color uniform with a pizza in her hand, calling my name, Anna Sweet, Anna Sweet. And I had my pizza while I was waiting for the group in Canada. And of course, the next day, I had my job and everything was okay. When your pastor gives you an instruction, and like me, you know it's God talking to you, it's a good risk to take because He will never fail you. So make a decision. I love you. Thank you for listening. And if you would like to sow a seed into Wisdom for Winning Church, you can by going through this email, pastorana@wisdomforwinningchurch.tv, or you can also sow through Cash App Wisdom number 4 Winning. And again, all of these seeds do not come to me personally. These are for the church, and you're really helping us serve God here in the Fourth Ward area. God bless you, family, and wait for your next video.